Bow down and worship her. Oh, glory. Bow down and kiss her. We'll leave it at that. How y'all doing today? Sup? Hey, Darrell. You're number one today. Alfreda Gross. Alfreda Gross, I didn't even realize you had a channel on YouTube, honey. I just ran into it yesterday. All this time, you didn't tell me. We have to go over there and check you out today. I'm here to talk about this situation with Charlemagne the God. Well, I refuse to call people gods. So Charlemagne, correct? I'm going to revisit. I want to talk about this situation with Monique and Charlemagne. We'll listen to a little taste of this first. Hi, Larry Nelson. Ain't seen you in a while. Sable Winners. Sharon Morrison. How y'all doing? I want y'all to hear this shit. He apologizing to Monique because she got the donkey of the day. Ain't that a bitch? How about all the other people who have been humiliated by your donkey of a day award, Charlemagne, the whatever? How many apologies are you going to issue? Right? Why is it that everybody has got to constantly be bowing down to kiss Monique's funky ass? Right? It was disgusting when she had Lee Daniels on stage. Oh, yeah, you were right, Mo. You were right, Mo. I should never have done wrong. Only I kissed the ring. She demands this from people, and I'm amazed that he's actually giving it to her, particularly after she insulted him again on yesterday. What did she call him? We'll figure it out in a minute. Hold on a minute. I want to hear a little bit of this. This appears on The Breakfast Club today. This is a Charlemagne.
We were able to do the special, and we appreciated them saying, listen, how can we work this out? Now, you know what happens with that? People were having call-ins when I said, this is not right. I was donkey of the day. Remember that? I was donkey of the day. The breakfast nubs called me the donkey of the day. That's what they said. And they had a whole call-in about how I was donkey of the day. But you didn't do the same thing when you found out we settled. Now all of a sudden, don't nobody hold on. No.
You ain't gonna pull it off, girl. So Monique is saying that he had jumped the gun and called her donkey of the day because she complained about her in whatever the word is, pay, right? And so she said, then when we settled the case, they barely said anything, right? Everybody's got to do everything, every single syllable, exactly the way Monique wants it presented, correct? So you say, and you didn't say nothing because when we settle, well, we don't know what the settlement is. A settlement doesn't go to court. A settlement is, you said you settled out of court, right? Next thing you know, you're popping up with a Netflix judgment. Well, I think that if Netflix would have paid you out millions of dollars, girl, for a performance that you never did do, right? Because they refused to give you the money that you wanted, and you said it was settled out of court. We don't know what the settlement was, and it did not go to court. So he said, well, Netflix settled, so that means he must have been right. No, that does not mean that at all. What the settlement is shut your goddamn mouth. We have work to do, correct? Next thing you know, Monique pops up with a Netflix special. Oh, obviously they lost because they gave her a special. Well, maybe the settlement was her special. You ever think of that? Maybe this is what they agreed to do. Netflix agreed to settle this case by giving her a special for an undisclosed amount. Correct? Hold on a minute. Let me dig a little deeper into this shit. I'm disappointed in you, Charlemagne.
Special. It was just like, no, guys, I gotta stand up.
Now, if you remember Monique back in the day, like
then we're back on the Breakfast
called
Club
for a boycott of Netflix, saying they lowballed her. Monique said in an Instagram video that Netflix offered her $500,000 for a comedy special, and she pointed out Amy Schumer was offered $11 million, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock $20 million. I gave her donkey of the day for that because it was, in my opinion, that Monique, wasn't on the level of Dave, Amy, and Chris.
Right,
and
they
she
weren't
came
pulling
on
in the
Breakfast Club and
audience.
said this.
And what happens is when you're basing off of what you're assuming, and then you give me a title of Donkey of the Day. Is your mother still alive?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're from what city in South Carolina?
Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
Moncks Corner. And if I was to call your mother or your grandmother, could they tell me stories of inequality that they had to deal with?
Absolutely.
So would your mother be a donkey?
No.
What?
Would your grandmother be a donkey?
No.
I need you to explain how you gave me the title because you're not explaining it. You're going off of what I assume. But because you're on that microphone, and when we open up these microphones, we know just how powerful our voices can be.
Girl, shut your ass up, nigga. Shut your ass up. She over here bitching and complaining because she got some silly ass thing on a radio show, girl. You're the donkey of the day. And he's dumb enough to sit up here. She's sitting up here calling him by his name. He goes by Charlemagne or whatever, right? She calls him Leonard. What do you think about it, Leonard? Now, she insults him constantly, right? She's bringing in his mother and his grandmother. And should they be donkeys? Are they donkeys because they didn't get equal pay on their... No black people got equal pay on their jobs at the time, girl, right? And he just forgets all about that. And he comes on here and he's going to apologize to her. Oh, I was wrong. You were not wrong. What your opinion was very strong opinion. Those people were offered that amount of money based on how much money Netflix could make from it. Correct? There's never been any complaint about them not making their money back, right? But as D.L. Hugley so colorfully put out yesterday, when they did give Monique her demanded special, it was the lowest watched special in the history of Netflix. Correct? So they were right in their session at first. Why do I fuck with these words? Assertion or whatever. The first time they said you could not bring us $25 million back. Right? That's why we offered you what we offered you, an opportunity to come back because of the way you had destroyed your career. Here's your chance, Monique. All you got to do is give a stellar performance. Correct? But no bitching and complaining, girl. And what we find out when your special finally came to Netflix, it was trash. It was trash, girl. Nobody watched it. And so they were right. They should never have offered you the $25 million because you know what? Netflix will be out $25 million. Hold the hell on. How y'all doing today? Hi, Tracy. You should be sick of Monique. Hell, she's been saying the same goddamn thing for 20 years. Everybody got to bow down. Why everybody got to bow down to you? Fucking actress.
And we know that what we say can become law. Correct, Lenore?
No, it ain't becoming law,
so
girl.
When we do that, we must then explain it to our community because we know how poisonous it can be when we put things out, but we can't back it up. We just say it.
She's right. Netflix ultimately ended up taking back their offer. And then in 2019, Monique sued Netflix for failing to negotiate in good faith. The federal judge in the case sided with Monique. And in 2022, the lawsuit was settled out of court. Dropping the clues bombs for Monique. Okay.
The lawsuit was settled outside of court. She come up with a stupid ass damn special. They didn't bring anybody in, girl. They lost money on whatever the fuck they gave her, girl. So I don't know if she forced them to pay her what she expected or whatever. If she did, then Netflix certainly took a humongous loss as they anticipated when they made her the original offer. Now, I don't know why this dude, like they said, you got to play the game. I don't know why Charlamagne thinks he has to come on here and kiss this woman ass. I have no idea. They started off by saying that just hilarious. They fuck around so much. I don't know what's real, what's not real. Just hilarious says she's from the same hometown as her, and that's her auntie or whatever, girl. I don't know if they joking, if that's a real auntie, but Monique has already expressed to you how she feels about her entire family. It's only biological to her. So I don't know why he be coming on here kissing her ass because Jess Hilarious is on the stage, girl. Then what about all the other people you have given donkey of the day? You are the donkey of the day. Dog. All that old bullshit, child. Should you apologize to them as well? Are they not entitled to the same apology or the same treatment as Monique? And how do you feel after this woman then sit up here and calling you Leonard? She doxed you when she called you Leonard and that you were from Monk's Corner or whatever the fucking state is. Right? That was doxing you, girl. Nobody knew your real name. Nobody knew where you fucking came. Well, you say where you came from. But the point is, she constantly disrespects for you, girl. And then you gonna bring your ass on here and apologize to her. Let's hear some more ass kissing. The sweet sounds of the hammer tone.
And I've said it a few times on this radio. When it comes to that point, Monique was right. I should have minded my black-owned business, okay? And she's right when she speaks on the power of the microphone, because people from Netflix were definitely reaching out to me behind the scenes, and they tried to explain why Monique didn't get the money that Amy Davis got.
Was their explanation legit, Charlemagne? You said that Netflix called you behind the scene, and they tried to explain to you why Monique was not offered the same amount of money as these top earners were offered. They were not in love with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle wasn't in bed with them, child. It was about the money. It was an investment, correct? So how in the hell? Wait a minute, I lost my chain of thought. Hold on, man.
Consisted of, just know, as I just said, Monique sued them and they settled. So there clearly was some validity to the injustice.
No, it is not true.
Monique, you were right. Okay, I've said that before on this radio, and I'll say it again so you hear me. I had no business speaking on your business. Okay, there's absolutely a pay discrepancy for black women. Black women are typically
Wait a minute. No, don't stop the ass kissing for a minute. You said you have no right to speak on her business. Why is Monique so unique that you can't speak on her business? Don't you make your living speaking on people's business? Isn't the Breakfast Club basically a gossip program, right? What does Monique do for a living? What has she been doing? How has she been paying her bills for the last 40 years? If it ain't speaking on people, talking about people. This is a talking application, right? So how are you? I was wrong. I should never have said nothing about you, Monique. It was your opinion. You are a commentator, and it was a legitimate opinion, because I still hold the same opinion, child. She was not worth it. And when the damn thing aired, we proved that it was never worth it. She went in there demanding this money from these people. She's all over the internet and telling people to boycott them. And she's bringing all this negative attention, calling them all kind of racist, honey. And they're all racially motivated and all this shit, girl. So they just said, enough. How do we get rid of her? To a lawyer or some goddamn body. Now I gotta go, oh, I'm sorry, Monique. Oh, what I said to you. Oh, what I said to you. I said that about you. I said you are the donkey. All the day. Hey. Ooh. And she thinks the whole world now is all running around talking about, you hear what Charlemagne said? Charlemagne gave her the donkey the other day. Did you hear that? They all in the factories. Oh my God. They said Charlemagne said that Monique is their donkey. We all called you a fucking donkey, girl. Because you were fucking wrong by the way you went about handling your business. Because they settled with you out of court, it should have been settled in an office with you and your representatives and them and theirs. Girl, you've got to. You know what? Why she will not let go of Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry? Because they won't publicly apologize to her. Why do you feel like the whole world has got to kiss your big, huge ass, girl? Ain't anybody else getting their ass kissed, Miss Thing? You were the donkey that goddamn day 15 years ago, girl. Let me stop. How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Hi, people. You know, we're going to have to hear it to the end. It ain't but the whole thing in but 5 minutes. Hold on a minute. Let's continue with the ass kissing.
For every dollar paid to white men, and the wage gap actually widens to 65 cents on the dollar for black women who hold doctorate degrees compared to white men with the same education. Right. Okay, not to mention all the proof is in the pudding. When you see a company as big as Netflix with all the money Netflix has, they could have dragged this out. Okay, they settled with Monique. Okay, and still put out a Monique comedy special. All right, we've heard Taraji.
Don't you watch Suits? People settle shit out of court all the time, Charlemagne. You should know this, child. All these frivolous lawsuits, they settle them constantly, child. They just move them along, right? She basically extorted those people, honey, by bringing her ass online and getting this whole shit circulated between black people and Netflix, right? So they calculated the damage to their company, and they settled it. They settled all kinds of suits. They didn't give us no amount, bitch. If you got all these millions and millions and millions of dollars, child, for not performing, for not doing anything, right, except going in there demanding how much money you're supposed to get, child, shouldn't we know about it? You brag about everything else, girl, right? Oh, they didn't know it was settled. We settled it. We settled it. I think you probably settled on a price for this damn thing they aired. This Monique, whatever the fuck this bullshit was called. Nobody knew about it. Nobody talked about it. Just like that last movie you did. Nobody talked about it, girl. Nobody knew about it. But you just complain. Now, I will say in this saga, I thought that the interview, or the response by D.L. Hugley on yesterday was extraordinarily entertaining. And it spoke truth, girl. Truth to your big mouth, Monique, and how you lie and trying to dominate. So now I'm saying, well, maybe Sydney is not controlling her. He's no more probably than a lapdog, right? He just takes the hits for her. But these stupid ideas are her ideas. Anyway, Monique, the challenge is going to be this. Is the phone going to begin to ring now? All of your stunts, all you getting these black people to kiss your ass, all of your complaining and murmuring and complaining, girl, what has it gotten you so far? Your attack on Oprah, what has it gotten you so far? These people are talking about the Oprah shit because of the Taraji thing. That's going to pass by next week, girl. Oprah go right back to her position, honey, right back to running her companies and things, and people forget all about it, correct? But what would you get? Is Warner Brothers going to be calling you after this, girl? ABC, NBC, CBS, are they going to be calling you? Will BET even be calling Monique? So you have accomplished nothing. So enjoy your little ride, girl. You've accomplished shit except for humiliating Charlemagne by him coming over here kissing your ass, talking about the inequity. She's right about the inequity. It was always right, Mo. It was always right, Mo, because they settled. Girl, don't encourage that thing, because she'll go in there and extort other companies. What y'all think? I hope I didn't make a mistake. Y'all told me up yesterday. Apparently that woman has still got a big fan base. I don't understand it, honey. She's a domineering woman. Why would you want to? You sit up here. Why did you call that boy Leonard? You kept calling him Leonard, although that's not his stage name, right? Even with pieces of shit like Jay Wilson, girl, we'll still call her Jay Wilson. That's what you want to be called, honey. You want to be called Pumpkinhead. If that's your name, we'll call you Pumpkinhead, whatever. No, she goes back and calls you Leonard over and over again, child. And you just, would your grandmother, would she be a donkey? No, my grandmother wouldn't be a donkey. What about your mama? Would your mama be a donkey? Did they ever spoke about indifference in pay? Girl, the whole country, the whole of United States and the black community have complained about income disparity, not only between blacks and whites, but also between men and women. It's been going on for millennia, girl. Right? You're an insulting, nasty woman. And now you're going to try to ride this damn little glick on the screen. You're going to try to ride and pull all you can get out of this. So you can expect Miss Monique to start showing up on programs again. They try to show you up on The View, girl. You insulted Whoopi. You call her a slave. You try to put you on Steve Harvey's show. You went on there and acted a damn fool, right? But now all these people are supposed to call you again. Gorgeous mouth. Because you appeared on Club Shay Shay, following up behind Cat Williams. The boy genius. Mm-hmm. Y'all got any ideas on this stuff? Damn, yell. Why they looking at you because I yelled, child? Oh, that woman, I find her to be so irritating, honey. So irritating. All these damn actresses out here, all these people out here trying to make a buck. They just had a damn actors strike, Miss Monique. Why would you kick your ass to their meetings, honey? And why did you go to the rallies, girl? And you can that would be the appropriate place for all your complaining because those people were legitimate. They were a body, honey. This is how we're being treated in this industry. But oh no, they ain't talking about my people. People who look like me. People who look like me. This ain't nobody wants to look like you, Miss Monique. I said yesterday, you look. Well, I'm not gonna say that because she does look good. Considering her background. But even that's not enough. She just goes on to complain about the next thing. So that's my question for you, Miss Monique. I want to know, is that phone ringing? Is it still good to you? Are you getting job offers tonight? Oh, I just want to know, is it still working for you? It's never worked, Monique. We don't know. There was a time when you were facing some serious tax liens against your home. Did you resolve that, Monique? I'm just saying, these ideas are yours. Choose a different profession if you don't like the like Taraji came and said she's thinking about actually leaving show business. Well, that's going to be your option, girl. If it makes you so miserable and nobody ever treats you right and you got complaints about every damn thing. That guy on there, his name is Will Packard, did that road trip movie. She said not only was she rude, her husband rude to him, his staff, the directors, producers, everybody. She was actually rude and nasty to the grips, the people who hung the posters up, honey, the people who set the setup. She was even nasty to them. The entire world must pucker up and kiss Monique's fat, funky ass. She ain't no different than nobody else in show business, honey. You ought to be glad you got your ass on a stage, girl. Anyway, I'm surprised that she actually has a following because people come on here. They read me yesterday, and I see they read the other people. Oh, Monique is right. Oh, you got a queen. Girl, if it ain't worked in 20 years, Monique, what do you hope to accomplish? These people are going to talk about this bullshit for a week and a half, and then you'll go right back into obscurity, girl, where you've been living for the last 20 years. Right? And what will you have accomplished? I'll tell you what you have accomplished. You've gotten yourself your new screen. I mean, your new stage act, right? Because generally speaking, when you go to the comedy club or you go to some comedy club of another name, whatever, people come there expecting to laugh, right? But I've seen several clips since you in this story for the last 2 days of you on stage. And you know what you do on stage, Monique? You complain. You complain about directors and studios and white people and I don't know, Indonesian people. You're constantly complaining. And that has become your routine, girl. All you do is bitch and complain. All your jokes, if you could call it that, they're all about your complaints, right? So for those of you who have not seen that guy, what's his name? Hold on a minute. This guy's name is D.L. Hugley. D.L. Hugley. You know, they had a couple of things. Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on. Rose, okay. Now, who is this? This is Comedy Hype.
For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Alba. When Cat Williams let his problems with Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, Ricky Smiley, and others out, the world spent weeks responding to what he had to say. It looks like there's one comedian Cat didn't mention that now Monique would like to bring into the conversation. On Wednesday, Monique's interview with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay will begin streaming, and during their interview, Monique would bring up D.L. Hugley to discuss the problems she's had with him over the years. Monique would first begin by telling the story of being a guest on D.L. Hugley's radio show. Towards the end of this interview, Monique is asked to play a game where she was asked an offensive question. Who would she rather have her husband sleep with? Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steffens without one? In response, Monique asked how that question uplifts the community, but was given no answer. After that, Monique
wait a minute. How that question uplifts the community? Are we really expecting a comedian's jokes to uplift the community, girl? Stop using us. Get off our back. God damn. Oh, what are you doing? What does that question add to the community? I called GL. I called him. He said, huh? What? What's wrong? Because he probably was thinking, what's wrong now, girl? What else do you want? Right? Let me go on back for this. It uplifts the community. We don't, you got a really big sense of your importance. You're a comedian. Your job is to tell a joke, say something funny, and our job is to laugh at it. That's it, girl. You're going to change the world. You're doing so much for the community.
Hugley for an explanation. According to her,
I got to skip him.
Hugley, that's how we get down. It is what
I'm going to see you.
Now, D.L. Hugley would catch wind of Monique's latest comments and would take to his Instagram page and not hold back. Well, Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. So Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on a greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something. But apparently she goes on Club Shay Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. Played a game that we played all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that. She got off.
Would You Rather. Y'all remember that game? In case y'all don't watch his show, there was a movie called White Chicks with the Wayans brothers. Remember the FBI agents were playing this game. Would you choose Pamela Anderson with the yeast infection or some other actress without a yeast infection? Kind of thing like that. That was the game. So apparently this thing has been around forever, right? I would say that it was in bad taste considering this person's supposed to be a heterosexual, he's a homosexual, whatever. In bad taste, but you're in the comedy game. All you motherfuckers do is bend the rules and break the law and say things that are inappropriate, girl, constantly. But you're different. Half the shit she says is inappropriate.
And she said I was very dismissive, like, Monique's a liar. I heard her complaints. I listened to her, and I pulled the segment. If I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't, because I respected her wishes. Then she encouraged everybody, allegedly it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her, and she encouraged her sweet babies to look at the video and find them. Do that. You're not going to find any evidence of that, because Monique is a fucking liar. But what you will find is Monique talking shit about some alleged contract dispute we had. What she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma, told the world that I allowed my daughter to be in front of me, the lying motherfucker. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren. How do you have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes. If she'd have spent as much time writing her Netflix special as she did complaining about not having one, it wouldn't have been trash. Because that's what Monique does. She complains and she has grievances. All you do is talk about your grievances and who did you wrong. It's sad. Me. There's an old adage that says you can't buy love. It's a shame, Monique, that you probably always will have to. During her talk with Shannon Sharpe, Monique would then go on to say that she never went on anybody's show to talk about what D.L.
Wait a minute. Okay, let's go.
had done. She had only kept this situation in mind in order to address him when the two came in contact. Now, according to Monique.
All right, so D.L. Hugley is saying that she complained, he heard her, and he didn't air the show, right? Her story is she put out a cease and desist, and that's why the show never aired, right? So who knows who's telling the truth? It's probably somewhere in the middle of all that. Then they had another dispute about who was the headliner. And she went out there and said the most disgusting things about this man, child, talking all up under his clothes. But yet you can't talk under her husband's clothes, right? You said DL Hugley, his name was DL. What does that mean? Correct? Girl, all you do is insult people. But, oh, that's different. That's different. Well, explain the difference, girl. There is no goddamn difference. Anyway, peoples, how y'all doing today? What's going on, Nikki B? Sandra, Apollo, how y'all doing? Well, we might as well talk about her for a couple. She'll disappear again, child. After next week, you won't hear about Monique until she has another complaint, honey. But ain't nobody hiring her, girl. Ain't no who. What? Okay, put yourself in the seat of a producer or a studio executive. Why would you bring this onto yourself? Why would you say, I'm eventually going to have to give her money just to shut her up, right? Because she said Netflix settled. So she expects everybody to settle, right? That's Sydney's role. Go on there, Sydney. Go get him, Sydney. We're going to get, we already know about Sydney, about him and his obsession with money and little small pieces of money, right? To try to, I guess, I struggle so much with these damn words. Justify his existence in her life. Right, he got to pretend to be a manager. He's a mouthpiece. Sydney does not impress me as some arrogant person. Right, when he goes in these offices demanding this and demanding that and demanding this, it's probably all Monique. She's already signed a contract with that road trip thing. She already gotten her money. She already got her check, honey. She already got the agreement and the payout at the end and all that. And he wants to come back there and get more money. What's that word? She worked extra hard today. Oh, Monique had to work over. She had to work over a whole hour. He had to work over a whole hour. Well, is there a number on it? Can I get a number on that? Everything got to have a number on it, child. Right? You are quite the duo, honey. Anyway, I can't help. I know I repeat when I talk about that woman because nothing's changed. It's always the same old shit, child. I showed them. I made Charlemagne bow down, and worship me. Bow down and kiss my huge ass. How y'all doing today? Who's he trashing? I ain't trashing up. I'm discussing your sister Monique. I assume that's your sister because she keeps saying that you are her my African American brothers and sisters, my beloved, and I think DL Hugley brought up an interesting point, girl. How in the hell are we all your beloveds? And you all in love with us, and you love us for real and all that, and you can't even get along with people in your family. Your family don't even want you, honey. Your family don't even claim you, and you don't claim them. What kind of dysfunctional shithole is that, girl, where you want to come in here and tell us about how we your family? DL said that only person that supports Monique is her husband, right? And he supports her because he is being paid by her. That's it. She is supporting his lifestyle. Without her, he would have to go back to playing little bit parts in goddamn sitcoms if he could get a job. Correct? So she made it a point to make sure you get everybody's name in. I'm going to get everybody's name in, my beloveds, my wonderful sister. What are they doing? They told that joke. How does that how did that uplift the community? They told that joke. And how did it, Miss Monique, let me ask you a question, girl. Come on. When they asked you this question about your husband and Lee Daniels, did you answer the question? I'm just curious. What was the response? You said that they asked you, would your husband, you would rather your husband have sex with Lee Daniels with a condom and some other person without a condom, right? Game been played by many, many, many people, right? Okay, so off color, whatever. I'm asking you, when they ask you that, did you answer the question? Okay, so why was it necessary then to not air the segment? If you never answered the question or you got up and walked away or whatever, couldn't they just chop that and go on with the show? Right? Or do you send him a cease and say, oh, everything must stop? Fuck how much people who are being on the payroll who are running the show. Fuck everybody else involved in this damn clip. But you didn't answer the question. So why is it necessary then to not air the show, the program? Whether he is correct, he just took it down because you bitched and complained about it, or if you send him a cease and desist, and that's the reason why he took it down. Whatever it was, girl. If you never answered the question, then why was it necessary to cancel the goddamn show? And you think somebody wants to hire your ass? Oh, let's get Monique involved. That's sure to crash the damn. And all of the investors say, "Oh no, Now this is where the rubber hits the road. We don't have nothing to do with Monique. Just like the same thing she talked about Kevin Hart, honey. She said she had all this deal made with Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart said, oh, you my sister. You my auntie. You my mother. I love you, Monique. We gonna, whatever you need, I'm gonna take care of it. Whatever you need producer, I'm there. And so she said, 2 weeks passed. She didn't hear nothing right. So she called them back, and the people said, that the manager said, that we don't want nothing to do with no Monique. We don't care. We want nothing to do with her. And she was offended, of course, as always, girl. What happened was, after he had made all this talking with you, not realizing what a pain in the ass you were, more than likely, either his manager or his attorneys has come to you and presented evidence and saying, this is a bad idea, Kevin. You got to fix this, man. You got to pull out of this. This is going to cost you money, time, destroyed projects. And he came back and he says, don't answer her calls. It's as simple as that. Your reputation precedes you, Miss Monique. Right? So take it on the road and do your comedy shows, girl. And then your comedy shows, stop calling them comedy shows. Start calling them bitch fest. Because I'm just going to come over here and bitch about everything, right? All I'm going to do is complain and bitch and moan. So just come in and be preparing for that. Don't trick the people into thinking, I'm coming to watch a comedy show, correct? And even when you did these movies, I always said So Plain was funny. I haven't seen much more than that, girl. But I say that's funny, but writers write that. You don't write that, girl. All you have to do is deliver your line. Deliver your line and go back to complaining and demanding more money. Anyway, people, y'all know how I get going when I talk about that woman. She wants another 15 minutes of fame. Give it to her. But I bet you ain't nobody calling there offering her no job, no work. I bet you that damn much. What about all this bitching about Netflix? Not only was your special the lowest viewed special in the history of Netflix, but what about this movie you were doing, a horror movie or something with Lee Daniels, when he had to go, your requirement was to go on stage and kiss your ass in front of the whole goddamn world. He did all that, girl. And what did you produce? Right? You paid Precious Mama because I believe it's part of you were drawing from, but it's more than likely there was a reason you didn't want those people to see your mother. Anyway, how you doing, Miss Dovey? Y'all ain't saying much today. I'm amazed. Some people actually like that woman. My response to her is nothing to do with her talent, because I never watched her TV show on Break BET because she was just too damn loud. I mean, girl, turn it down. Turn the volume down. Shit. Oh, baby, let me show you what to do, baby. Get yourself a cup of coffee, baby. All that old shit, girl. So I'm not even aware of all this talent you have, this thing. That's an assumption. Oh, then come on, the Parkers. The Parkers is a sitcom, honey. It's a silly little thing, girl. You ain't did none of this Oscar award-winning performance except for one character, and you know why. Thank you, Andra. You agree with me a little bit too. Listening to Hugley, that sounds like I listen to myself, child. I've always had that view about that woman. It's horrible. It's horrible. And she would squander her fortune like this, honey. She squandered it. Right? I don't know if she's even made a dent in that huge ass tax payment she owes, child. I mean, the whole point is to work, girl. If you can't, you just running your mouth about your views. I have my views. I'm sticking to my views. Right is right. Oh, I'm a black woman. You're not even a big black woman anymore, girl. You keep hollering about you a big black woman, right? How has that translated in your bank account, girl? Right? Are you going to stick to it until the wheels fall off? Till your kids are left with nothing? Sydney's back on the street. I don't know what the hell he going to do. They don't hire 70, 80-year-old ass kissers. Anyway, so talent is not everything, baby. Don't think if you got talent, that means you're going to be a star, because obviously some people are not suited to it, right? You know good and damn well you can walk down the street and you can hear somebody on the street corner singing beautifully. This guy's book I wrote called Muse was inspired because there was a homeless guy, a white homeless guy. He was like from Tennessee somewhere. It's country and Western music. Not even my genre or anybody I would look at or anything like that. But the boy's voice was so beautiful. Months later, I ran into him. I said, you inspired me to write a book and all this kind of stuff, right? But I was thinking, how would a person with a voice like that be homeless and sleeping under a damn train station, right? Talent is not everything, baby. A lot of people got talent, girl. In your churches, you got beautiful voices there. Everybody ain't gonna be no superstar, honey. And we can see what the disconnect there. Ain't nobody saying she's not talented, right? But there are a lot of people talented, right? And so I don't know why we're wasting all this energy on Monique, honey. Let's put our energy back behind some of these people who actually deserve a break. Admit you are jealous of Sydney, Unc. DJ Envy demanded. Excuse me. Get it bummy right here in the ding dong. Sit down, the bum. Sit it down right there. You be good. What was I talking about? You said I admit that I'm jealous of Sydney. Ooh, no, honey. I ain't never want to be no henpeck somebody else's property. Nope. But DJ Envy suggested to Charlemagne that he should apologize to Sydney as well, right? Because his woman was insulted. And Tyler Perry is supposed to apologize. Tyler Perry said, baby, I'm with you. I can give you some money. We can talk. We can have a conversation. We can do everything. But I will not deal with your husband. Your husband cannot be in the room. Correct? Sydney's just, I guess he's some kind of street hustler. We don't really, part of him is just echoing what she says, right? But we don't know what kind of character this really is. It's nickel and dime. Give me a nickel, give me a dime. Got to cool down this thirst of mine. In the street life, y'all know I used to be in the dope game, right? And there would be people I would take a liking to. Two I'm thinking of specifically. And I say, here's the product, here's the customer base, whatever. Do you know they would go out there and rob the people? They would, bro, this is not what I sold you. This is not what I told you to do, man. I gave it to you. All you gotta do is bring the money back. No, they're so stuck in that get over spirit that they have to get over. right? I can't just sell you a product. I got to cut it up and make it nothing but fucking baby powder. So I can get some more coins. I'm going to get some more coins. There's another person that comes to mind. You nickel and dime hustlers. You can't get it out of them, honey. I heard Tubi, it's called Tubi. I heard that mentioned. Was her special broadcast on Tubi? I don't know. Tubi is owned by Netflix, apparently. She could do her own damn thing. Right? These people who are entrepreneurs, these people, Tyler Perry started off with just doing neighborhood plays, right? They are built on it and built on it and built on it. All Monique does is complain, right? If she has half a brain and she keeps claiming that dude has got half a brain, that means that both of them together will have a brain. Couldn't they produce a movie their own damn self? I mean, couldn't they have projects their own self? Couldn't they put together plays and put them on and then bank off of the response from the plays in order to get finances to do something else? What kind of a moron is going to give Monique money to make anything? She destroyed it on every angle, honey. Damn, if you're the talent, girl, you already had the star built in. Surely you know somebody, some black people in Hollywood you haven't cussed out yet. There must be some left. Right? We don't even talk about all the women. We're talking about the primaries because she hooks her wagon to them because they have clout attached to their names, right? Monique, you were never in a class with Oprah Winfrey. That's why you constantly have to have Oprah Winfrey's name in your mouth. You were never in her class. That woman's a billionaire, girl. That woman owns property all over the goddamn world, Miss Thing. You've never been in her class. But by associating your gripes, your complaining with her, then you think that puts you in the same conversation with with Oprah Winfrey. Same thing with Tyler Perry. Them people ain't, girl, they're not no curb creatures. You're crawling around on the ground, Miss Thing, and you're constantly putting your name, associating your name with the top black people. Why has it always got to be the top? Everybody's the top, girl. To try to drag your ass. And then you can go on your little road tours, girl, and just complain about them. Just, Tyler Perry this, and Oprah Winfrey that. And how do you get your stinking ass, girl, in the same conversation with them? Because you put yourself there. That little Monique show, girl, that ain't no. Oprah would own the show. If she was involved in it, she would own it. Who all that doing all that hollering? Wait a minute, hold on. I saw the word holler somewhere, girl. She trying to get the residuals from the Parkers. Oh, she gonna sue the Parkers? So she's suing the Parkers. She wants the residuals you want the records of how much money they made. Well, they were never, these were never nonprofits, Monique. They were never nonprofits. There was always going to be a profit motive because they are businesses, girl. Everybody was taking the business serious except you. You just come on set, do your little 10 minutes, and then get to complaining. Whatever. I heard Terrence Howard's trying to get some money out of us. Was it Hustle and Flow? They said Terrence Howard, he only got $1,200 from Hustle and Flow. That's how you start. That's how you start in anything, really. You want to be a newspaper man, you start working in the newsroom, honey. You ain't getting hardly any, you get minimum wage, child. But you're supposed to be learning the craft, climbing the ladder, honey, playing the game. She was so offended because Lee Daniels said, you ain't playing the game, Mo. You ain't. Why should I play the game? I ain't got. Why? Hold the hell on, honey. Why shouldn't you play the game? Why are you any different than anybody else, girl? Child, what the hell is that boy gonna do if she were to divorce him? What was she? He would spend the rest of his life trying to get half of what she got, and she ain't got shit. She still owes the goddamn government hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, girl. Pink looks good on me. It's not, it's red, really. Is it pink? Oh, it's coming across pink. Thank you, benefactor, wherever you are. I can't sing for the love of money because the woman is not getting no money, child. She's still hustling. She got the same goddamn hustle. So she walked off the stage at the Academy Award, honey. She has not put anything in them pockets since then. Any money she's been able to make is going directly to trying to stay up on her bills, girl. She ain't pocketing nothing. She ain't got no money. She don't know how to get no damn money. First of all, you wouldn't be out here insulting the very people who are supposed to pay you. These are the people you're dependent on to bring you the paycheck, right? Now, how in the hell are you going to be a black actress? When I say Hollywood, I mean anywhere in show business. And you have insulted Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels. Now, Lee Daniels a little bit lower than the other two, but he was on his way, or maybe he still is on his way. But the top of all the black studios, there are only two of them that I know of, Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. They're the head of the studios. So you're going to pick fights with them and tell them to suck your dick? What's wrong with you? You can't discount the fact that this is her routine. When they show clips of her routine, it is the exact same shit she's doing here. Cussing people out, talking about how bad she was done. And I don't understand why she feels like she's so important, girl, because of some shit you did 30 years ago. We care about what goes on right now. What do you do this year, honey? What have you done for us lately? And I gotta say, I expect a person who's calling themselves a comedian to tell a joke sometime. Say something funny every once in a while, girl. Anyway, people, I just had to blow off a little bit more with her. I'm not going to try to get drawn back into this Monique stuff. It will disappear in a week or so. She can go back to watching her old movies and complaining and I don't know, have Sydney rub her feet. And we'll forget all about her until she gets up with her next scandal or she inserts herself in somebody else's scandal. Charlemagne, I'm embarrassed for you. I think you didn't owe that woman shit. If you're going to apologize to her for Donkey today, go back through the records, and then you need to go through every donkey of the day you've ever given anybody because of your opinion, and you need to apologize to them as well. You letting that woman lead you around by your nose. And why did she keep calling you Leonard? If you wanted us to know your name was Leonard, you would have told us. All right, you wonderful people. Don't burst the vein. I know. It's these certain characters, honey. Y'all better get ready because Jay Wilson said he gonna have a meeting tomorrow with the church. Jay Wilson, you could have a meeting with the whole congregation. All of y'all could fit in the office. I mean, when you take the 10, let's be generous, 12 people from the audience, girl, and your little choir, which is 4 people, and you and who else? The preacher. You could get you all can have a meeting. And what would you discuss in the meeting, Jay Wilson? What would you discuss? You said people gonna go to jail. What would they be arrested for exactly, Jay Wilson? And you said it might be monetary. I can't. Goodbye, people. Have a good day. I can't with the Jay Wilson today.